Hello guys, Christmas here, today with my updated mutant list. So I've been playing this deck for quite a while now, and this is the list I've had the most success with. I've tried the Thunder variant, I've tried the Metaphys variant, um, with Necroface, with Nemski, but all of those cards just don't work for one simple reason. They don't do anything on their own, so if you don't draw like little guys or the way to get to them, I mean those cards are just bricks then. So I much rather play like cards which actually do something on their own, which are obviously all the dogmatic cards. And the floodgates actually, like you can stop your opponent for a whole turn with one of those. So this is the list I've come up with. So let's get started. I played 3 of 5 and 3 copies of 46. Um, I mean, you should max out because when you think mutants, you mean these two cards. I mean, these are the only good like mutant monsters. I played the minimum of the level 8, one beast, one arsenal. I don't play the third one, mutant mist. He has the worst effect and he's the hardest one to summon because what spell card do you really want to banish? Maybe just evolution lab when it's already on the field, but I don't know that card just not good, and you want to play the bare minimum, and this is the minimum. I mean, you never want to draw them, and when you draw them, you want to just shuffle them back. And on that note, I've actually found out that I've actually started using this card, which I will explain later. So then I played 6 hand traps, triple ash, triple imperm, and so these are the most generic one. These cards can be cut depending on the meta. You can play maybe like Nibiru's, Ghost Ogres, maybe even Shifters in the main. The same goes with Cosmic Cyclones. When I made this deck, it came up to like 38 cards. So I just put those because they're generically good going first, going second, but Cosmic Cyclones, Ash and Imperm can be cut for anything. Next up we have some consistency like Nadir Servant. I mean, this card kinda reminds me of Sky Striker Engage, and that every deck that can play it should play it, and I always aim to make the deck most competitive. So obviously it should include this card, not like Necroface or Thunder Dragons. Um, so I search like Maximus and Ecclesia. You don't need any more monsters because this card can add from the graveyard. I don't play the guy which negates because he doesn't do anything on its own. If you draw like mutant cards at him, he doesn't do anything. But these cards actually work on their own punishment as well. Even if I wasn't playing Nadir Servant, Maximus, Ecclesia, I would still play Triple Punishment because it works so well with the extra deck. Next up, Triple Extravagance, not much to say. Teleport is the seventh piece. Evolution Lab, so I've seen a lot of the people actually playing 3 copies of it, which doesn't make sense. This is a one-off, definitely. Not a 2-off, not a 3-off, but one-off. Um, I actually played because of the interaction if you open 46 and 5, in which you summon 46 to search the lab, you use his effect to tribute himself and banish 5, which then summons the beast. Then you use Evolution Lab to summon the banish 5, which then search you 46, and then depending on your hand you can keep it as a follow-up or you can return it to the deck to draw 1. And that's it. That's pretty much why am I even playing this one copy, because this card is pretty weak. Fusion, this card is actually pretty strong, but no need to play more. Like you have like triple 46 and you have like 6 more cards which gets to it, and you can even summon Anaconda and send it. So there's that. Impermanence I already explained. Expansion and Cry. Expansion I really like because it gives you so much value. You summon the 5, then you add 46, then you can summon 46 like search evolution lab, then do the combo I already told you. Maybe you can search fusion. It just does so much, and the most important thing, I mean, it stays on the field. So the mutant you summon on your turn can be used to tribute itself, banish the expansions to summon the arsenal, which is pretty good. Cry, I saw a lot of lists playing one, which makes no sense because you want to draw on your opening hand expansion Cry. So it's not. I mean, you only want to search it if you don't already have it in hand, but you actually want to have it in every hand. So you should maximize on it. Obviously, you never want. This deck grinds, and like if you play less copies of this, you grind just worse. And secondly, and thirdly, and if you draw 2 copies, you can banish one for the little guys to summon arsenal, so it's fine. Punishment already explained, and the 4 floodgates. Um, I mean, this deck can use them. They are all really strong. They win a lot of my games, and you can always just remove them if for every reason. I mean, you can kill your opponent or something. Like you can tribute for cost little mutant guys, and banish like skill drain. Same goes for there can only be one. You can like banish. I even think you can kill them with Elder Entity. You can destroy your Roman cards, so you can always remove these. Uh, so this is the main deck. It works perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing. So I'll keep playing this for sure. And as I said, I've tried all the other versions, Metafist, Thunder Dragons, pure without Dogmatica. Like this one is definitely the best. I won most of my games with this list. Side deck I won't really talk about a lot because it all depends on the meta. But this deck can use Shifter. A lot of the builds main them, but then you get paired up against Zodiacs or decks like those, or like you draw it during the game and it does nothing. So I personally don't like this card, but maybe if the meta calls it, I will main it. And this shouldn't really be explained. When you go first, you put these cards, obviously. And Nibiru is just good overall. Now for the extra deck, so I played triple level 9. You summon this one the most. It's pretty strong card. It pops a card. This effect actually comes up quite a lot, so just remember it. And when it dies, it adds anything. So it's really good. This I summon this rarely, not gonna lie, but it does come up. And it does come up it when you do the game. I play only 2. I mean, sometimes you do banish both with extravagance, but it's not as important card as the other ones. Triple Elder Entity, not much to say. It pops a card, it does a lot. Ignister, one of. You can send it. It's pretty good. It outs random cards. People forget this is in the graveyard, and sometimes this wins you the game. Totally awesome. So I didn't really see a lot of the builds play this card, and I don't understand why. If I didn't play this card in my extra deck, I think my whole deck would be much weaker. How much I use both of Toads. At some point I even wanted to play the third, but I think 2 is fine for now. So like when you summon your mutant guys, use their effect, you tribute them for cost, and they are in your graveyard. And then like you can use like Nadir or Maximus or Punishment even, and send the Toad, which then adds you the mutant as a follow-up, and this is pretty important. Like for free you get follow-up. So definitely a 2-off, and I don't think I've seen one list with this card. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. It's like Evolution Lab, but a lot better because like you can, it's in extra deck, you don't have to draw it. You can send it with Nadir, you can send it with the Maximus, you can send it with Punishment. So like you can draw into, I mean, this deck has a lot of good cards, so like every draw can be potentially really good. You can draw with like if you didn't open with mutants, just dogmatic cards, you can draw into your mutants. You can draw into your hand traps. It's just really good card in the extra deck, and you can place like the bricks. You can place back the beast and arsenal, and maybe if you go first, you can put back fusion and so on. I'd actually play more of this card, but it actually conflicts with extravagance. So when you use extravagance, you can't use it. So I actually decided to play it only as a one, the same as Ignister. But it's still really it's key component in this whole deck. Anaconda, as I explained, you can send fusion and summon mutant from the extra deck. Oh yeah, and I know this is a level 9, and you can summon two fairly easy and make calamities, but I just don't think that's necessary. And I played Breaksword and Sky Thunder. So on your turn, when you use expansion and let's say summon the 46, when it's your turn, you can, if you have another copy, which a lot of the times you will, you can just normal summon it, search, or you can like even normal summon Ash and make this, like pop a card, or maybe not even use its effect and attack and summon like Zeus. This doesn't come up that often, but when it does come up, it wins you the game. And as I said, I'm trying to make my deck as competitive as possible, so I want to play cards which are completely broken. That's it for my list. I wouldn't change a thing. If you want, you can come and watch me on twitch.tv Christmas 6. I will play this deck for a while, and you can you can watch videos which I already uploaded while playing this deck. I have a pretty good result with this deck, not gonna lie. And now, before I end this video, I would just like to show some of the other engines you can try. I won't talk in depth why every of them is bad. I've tested all of this I've tested, but they have all one big problem, which is they don't do anything on their own, and that's why I've decided that I just won't play these cards, because like even if you don't open Mutant's card, you can play with Dogmatic Engine, or if you don't open Mutant cards, you can just set floodgates, and they will stop your opponent for a turn, and then maybe you will draw into Mutants. But these cards just are complete bricks. So I will just name every single one of them. So the everyone already knows the Thunder ones. If you play these cards, you put IP Masquerena in your deck, and you can just link your Mutant card and Thunder Dragon, which you banished into Masquerena, and pass. Then on your opponent's turn, you can summon the fusion, which pops, and then link those two into Unicorn to spin a card. This is what I was mostly doing. You can play fairly low amount of Thunder Dragon cards because Roar can actually summon itself from the deck. So you can like play like triple Roar and like one Dark, triple Roar, one Hawk, triple Roar, 1/1. Like have to play a lot of those. Hawk I really like because you can shuffle your whole hand and draw another one. That sometimes is pretty good. It gives this engine gives you follow up. So I mean, I still wouldn't play it, but it's okay if you want to try it. Necrophase, a lot of people play it, but again tested it doesn't work. Like I know that sometimes you can banish key components for your opponent's deck and just win by that, but this is like a gamble and I don't like it. Chaos Valkyria can send this, and so you can summon this from hand sometimes and maybe link it, or you can banish it from hand to like send the Wild Wind, and this has effect in grave. You can send this. This has a grave effect as well. I almost wanted to play this engine, but then the problem is this card summons token. Each time a monster your opponent controls is removed from play, so only on the field, not in the graveyard or hand. If it were in your opponent possessions, I would definitely try this out, because this just stays in your graveyard forever and just summons free tokens, which I mean just kind of sounds busted. So there's that. You could play the what it's called, the Archlord Christia. So you banish this, send Arsenal Christia, and then you could play cards like Call of the Hunted, let's say, and you can like reborn Christia on your opponent's turn. They can special summon, or you can like reborn your mutant cards. I mean, it's fun. You can try definitely. I've tried this all. Like Spirit Master is the one I like the most out of all of this, because on your turn, on your opponent's turn, I mean, you summon mutant, you banish this and pop a card, pop a face-up card, not just monster. And when you go first, you summon. You could play this mutant, and like this summons on your opponent's turn and banishes a card from your hand or graveyard, and then summons the big guys. Uh, Again, this almost works, but the problem is this summons from the banished or graveyard. So this card is just really bad. They just didn't want to make this card playable. So tested Metaphys, fun list. You play Necrophase as well, but in reality it doesn't work. Resonance Insect. So you banish this, you send the Goki Pole, which then can like, you have a variety of targets. You can add this and like pop a card. You can search this as a follow-up. You can search this and like use it against like Drytron, like Invoked. Or you can send Goki Pole and add Resonance Insect, then like summon this and link it off to search like Kaijus, or maybe even Contact C. You can try this out as well. Or Nemesis Keystone. I saw someone actually talked with this, but problem, it has the same problem as every other card here. It doesn't do anything on its own. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and come to watch me play on a stream. Bye.